Defeat temptation by relying on the power of God. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has come upon you except what is common to men, but God is faithful, and he will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you can bear. Let's take a moment to examine the way the devil tempted the woman versus the way the devil tempted Jesus, and how each of them responded, and see how we can gain insight and how we can defeat temptation. Okay, let's start with how the devil tempted the woman at Genesis 3, 1 through 7. Genesis 3, 1 through 7. Okay, it says, "Now the serpent was the most cautious of all the wild animals of the field that Jehovah God had made. So it said to the woman, 'Did God really say that you must not eat from every tree in the garden?' At this, the woman said to the serpent, 'We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but God has said about the fruit of the tree that is in the middle of the garden, you must not eat from it. No, you must not touch it. Otherwise you will die.' At this, the serpent said to the woman, 'You certainly will not die.'" Notice that, it's crucial information. "You certainly will not die, for God knows that in the very day you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and bad." Consequently, the woman said that the tree was good for food, and that it was something desirable to the eyes. Yes, the tree was pleasing to look at. So she began taking of its fruit and eating it. Afterward, she also gave some to her husband when he was with her, and he began eating it. The devil was successful in making both of them forsake their good relationship with God. God had given them everything, but how did he do it? If you look at verse 5, you see, verse 4, the serpent said to the woman, "You certainly will not die." Satan was able to twist Eve's thinking. He kept whispering to her. You can imagine this sort of thing. He managed to warp her mind. By doing that, he got her to believe differently from what she was taught. Be on guard against this. Safeguard your power of reason. Don't let anything shake you from what you know. Now let's contrast that with the way Jesus responded when he was tempted at Matthew chapter 4. Matthew chapter 4. Verse 1 to 4. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit up into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he felt hungry, and the tempter approached and said to him, "If you are a son of God, tell these stones to become loaves of bread." But he answered, "It is written, man must live not on bread alone, but on every word that comes from Jehovah's mouth." You see the devil's strategy. He tried to get Jesus to doubt if he was a son of God. Jesus knew all well he was God's son. But Satan tried to make him believe otherwise. And he uses the same strategy today. He tries to get us to believe contrary to God's will. Because if Satan can warp our minds, he can get us to do whatever he wants. So may we all be determined to remain unadulterated, untwisted, unwarped from the voice of Satan. May we all refrain from allowing the serpent, the devil, to whisper in our ear. May we stay faithful to the words of our God and King.